I served my country during the Great Dissolve, and this is what I have to show for it? I'm ready to be more than this. I'm ready to get what I deserve. The cash, the prizes, the fame. I am going to radical heights.
Hey guys, Cohesive Friendship Unit here. I'm Chris, and I'm with Jeremy
Yo, what up?
and Brian.
What's going on?
And we're going to talk a little bit about Battle Royale as a whole. Specifically, this is it hitting a critical mass? And can AAA games even keep up with trends at this point anymore? But first, we really appreciate subs, we really appreciate likes, and we really appreciate comments. So I think we're ready to go. Oh, that's right. We're giving away a copy of Far Cry 5. If we hit 150 subs by 420, we're giving away a standard copy on PC. Real quick, our sub count is officially over 100. So, yeah, we're getting there. It's great. All right, here we go. Battle Royale. I'm going to tell 3 quick, short stories. Fortnite saved the world. Was showing off, I believe, for the first time at an Apple Worldwide Developer Conference close to...
So hold on. Oh, Fortnite sucks, dude. Just gonna go out on a limb and say that here. That Fortnite did not save the world, and that in fact sucks. But go ahead.
Fair enough. At a Worldwide Developer Conference close to 5 years ago, Epic showed off Fortnite, and it was kind of their passion project. They put a lot of time and a lot of money into this. Fortnite flopped when it came out. It didn't flop, but they put all of their eggs in this basket. This basket did not pay out. They launched a Battle Royale mode. It is now the most popular game in the world by far. Paragon, from the makers of Borderlands, they launched their game. It was supposed to be kind of competing with Overwatch. They came out around the same time. Competitive first-person shooter with kind of MOBA-like elements, class-based. Game flopped. They have now launched a Battle Royale mode. Lawbreakers, headed by Cliff Basinski of Boss Keys. Lawbreakers came out as a character-based Overwatch competitor, class-based shooter. It flopped. They just launched their Battle Royale project. What the fuck? That's a lot of Battle Royale. So here we are. We have like a lot of failing projects and a lot of Battle Royale coming out of it and varying degrees of success coming out of it. Are we hitting critical mass on Battle Royale? Like, is this bubble gonna blow? Or is it not a bubble? Are we still riding that?
That's the we have hit critical mass on Battle Royale games sound. Because I think we have. It's like, I don't know, it's like anything else you've seen with like that one game that comes out and everybody's on it and then everybody's copying it. And it never quite gets to the point of the original. In pretty much every case that I can think of.
Are you saying the original's Fortnite?
No, I'm saying the original is PUBG.
Okay.
Because like that was the first really breakthrough battle royale style game. And that is really all there is to it. There is no other, there's no single player mode, there's no other game modes. Like GTA 5 has a battle royale style thing, but there's also all of the rest of GTA Online and GTA 5 to go along with that. PUBG is literally just battle royale. There's no other gameplay element to it, and I think that everybody else is like, because there isn't anything else to it, it has a lot stronger argument for saying that people are kind of copying it. People are kind of jumping on this bandwagon, and I've just been noticing this. What you were mentioning, like everyone is coming out with a battle royale mode, and is it really that innovative? Like I don't think so. If if you have other features in your game, maybe you should focus on improving those instead of adding this Me Too mode. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this isn't. A lot of these aren't even modes. They're like basically separate. Like Fortnite Battle Royale is basically an entire
Right,
separate
it's
project.
effectively a separate game.
Well,
Yeah.
so that's kind of how I see a lot of these, especially Paragon, the Lawbreakers Battle Royale, and Fortnite to an extent. A lot of these games didn't succeed. The studio probably was bleeding cash, and this was an easy asset flip that they could flip into beta. And
Right, it's something. It's a quick turnover. You can.
yeah.
It's popular. It's a buzzword type thing.
So I think
But-
there's room for PUBG and Fortnite. I think there's definitely room there. But how many of these can we sustain?
I wouldn't. I don't think there's really room for PUBG and Fortnite. I mean, I said this the other night when we were playing PUBG that like Fortnite could effectively be something in Gary's mod. Like that's what it kind of reminds me of. PUBG is I'm not going to say it's realistic because it's not, but like you're not building buildings and smashing them down and shit like that. Like,
Well, there's room for like a more casual arcadey style, and there's.
And I
Sorry.
believe that Fortnite, Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe Fortnite has significantly more players than PlayerUnknown at this point.
It has recently surpassed. Well, it definitely has more active users. It recently surpassed concurrent players. Part of that, of course, is because it's free and it's on every platform.
I mean, yeah, that doesn't change the
Right,
fact
and
that it
like-
has more players.
Yeah, but like relative to PUBG, I mean, the entry fee to PUBG is $30, and right now.
No, I
it's-
feel you.
Yeah, so.
But there is still, to your point, there are still more active users, you know.
Yeah, Fortnite has
for Fortnite.
become like a pop culture kind of phenomenon.
Yeah, there's been, yeah. I think there's definitely room for both Fortnite and PlayerUnknown. That's fine.
Like PUBG
Um,
stays within the gaming community, and
Yeah,
Fortnite
more or
reaches
less.
like a casual.
It seems.
yeah.
But so to kind of piggyback on what Brian was saying, I don't think that Battle Royale games have necessarily hit critical mass, but I do think that all of these other, Me Too games, as Brian said, they're unsustainable because they're clear, as you said, Chris, they're just asset flips, they're just cash grabs, so they're not really serious games. Those games will all fizzle out. They're just a way to try and salvage basically flopped games, more or less, with a mode that they think will be a cash grab because the genre is popular right now. So I don't think this really says much about the genre of battle royales in the kind of medium term. But I do think that all those additional games, that glut of additional games, yeah, they're pretty much useless.
Well, so let's. Sorry, go ahead.
Here's something interesting that I kind of just saw. Like maybe the problem the whole time has been your lack of originality. To the developers that are using this as like a tourniquet to stop the massive bleeding that's going to kill the patient. Like maybe the problem the whole time was that you weren't really making anything original, and now you're lucky enough to have this fad that you can use to your advantage. So
It reminds me of like in 2000, whatever, like when we were in high school, how every game had a zombie mode. You know what I mean?
oh yeah.
Or a horde mode, yeah. Like
And a lot
here's
of that was just tacked onto games, and a lot of people bought those games for that, that mode. And some of the games were good on their own, some of them were trash.
If you want to go further back, I mean, think about how many games are effectively clones of Mario that came out after Mario came out. That's a side-scrolling platformer where you just jump on enemies.
it is also funny
Like-
that Doom or first-person shooters used to be called Doom clones for
Right,
some time.
because that was. But I mean, there's been a lot of different things done with that, because there's been a lot of improvements in how games work since Doom first came
Yeah,
out.
but at first it was it was a Doom clone. Just like when Fortnite came out, we were like, oh well, it's a PUBG clone, and I think we're getting like the diversification hasn't happened yet because everyone's hopping on the money train right now.
Well, none of us have played Fortnite, but at least from what I've seen, it
I
actually
played
looks
Fortnite.
fairly different than PlayerUnknown's Battleground.
Yeah, no, I mean I've played Fortnite, but what it does things different, sure, but at the end of the day, you're still, like, the idea of a circle and the idea of jumping out of, we'll call it a plane, and, you know, skydiving down, and, like, all of these things are seemingly ripped from PUBG. You don't need those to be Battle Royale. Let me put it that way.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so let's just shift real quick to kind of AAA games, because I kind of have two questions about this. One, for AAA games, this is definitely a trend that hit hard and it hit fast, even though it's only been a year. You know, if games want to start implementing this, like Call of Duty would not have had time to pull that together in, you know, the 6 months since PUBG came out, and then realistically, like the 3 months that it was huge. But this year's Call of Duty will have time and will almost definitely have a Battle Royale mode, or, you know, Battlefield or something. We're going to see AAA implementations of this. Will they have missed the boat by the time these start coming out? Will the Battle Royale trend will it end soon, or is it kind of here to stay? Not in a way that developers are forcing it, but in a way that people actually care. And in general, like, are these like AA kind of indie-ish pushes, like PUBG was very small, are those kind of setting trends that AAAs can't keep up with? Because a lot of these projects, like, I mean, Fortnite's epic, so that's a little bit different, but Lawbreakers, very small studio. Paragon, smaller studio. I mean, yeah.
I don't know. Well, with regards to is a franchise like Call of Duty really going to feel this? No, because pretty much all of those online first or third person shooter games have had like a King of the Hill type mode where you have to. It's something similar to Battle Royale. The only difference is the scale. So it's just a question of getting the hardware that can handle that many people on your maps at the same time, and having a map that works to that audience, or that game mode, I guess, to make an actual good Battle Royale type game. So for like COD, it's the development time and the development investment, I guess you could say, in terms of like people and money isn't going to be that high. It's something that they've effectively been doing the whole time, except on a bigger scale.
Yeah, but by the time Call of Duty 2018 comes out, that's...
Well, that kind of gets me to my next thing, which is it doesn't really matter, because the people that are, like, if you're playing Call of Duty, like, you know, you're buying it to play Call of Duty. It's still going to have the Call of Duty features in it that you're buying it for. This is just a different game mode that you're probably, in all honesty, not that interested in. If you're that type of, if you're just want to play Call of Duty, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you know what you're looking for and you're not really looking to try something else.
Or on the flip side, if you're someone who is maybe a little more casual and hasn't necessarily played a lot of PlayerUnknown's Battleground yet, or a lot of Fortnite Battle Royale yet, but you might be interested in Call of Duty, or if you're someone who is considering getting PlayerUnknown's Battleground or Fortnite and you just haven't, you know, if COD includes a Battle Royale mode, that basically means it includes all of what PlayerUnknown's already offers, in addition to offering Call of Duty, in addition to offering traditional multiplayer first-person shooter. Right. So I actually think in the medium term, that might be more where you see the continuation of the genre as just a game mode in AAA titles.
Yeah. Okay.
So in that sense, they might have been slow on the uptick in terms of, you know, the fad over the past year, but I think that that's probably where it'll continue to go.
Do you guys think that there is a AAA franchise that could kill Fortnite and PUBG, like could just totally wipe the floor with them, not like how Fortnite did to PUBG, but kind of in a similar vein, but just, you know, comes out and just stomps over what we already have?
GTA.
Well, so Red Dead Redemption 2 is heavily rumored to have in a Battle Royale mode.
I think that Red Dead is going to have more limited appeal. I think that Red Dead always has had more of a limited appeal than GTA. It's more niche because of the genre. You know, it's a Western type game that appeals to like a certain demographic or not a demographic, but like a certain group of people. And the fans of Red it's a great game. From what I've heard, I've never played it, but the fans are really vocal about it. But GTA does have the bigger player base. What they do have in common is that sort of open world aspect. So I think that if there's a prospect for expansion, it's allowing people to interact with the environment more. And I think that GTA or that it's Rage. It's like it's an upgraded version of Rage at this point, but that has the ability to support some feature that's going to take this sort of battle royale thing to the next level.
All right. Yeah, and I mean, I would say Battlefield would be my pick because their maps are not as big as like a GTA overworld, but they are already implementing very large maps. That's what they're known for, is like large scale battles, and they already work with 48, 64 players. They have they can scale it up, is I guess what I'm getting at, with no issue for sure. So on top of that, they also have very refined and tight shooting mechanics. They are used to balancing complicated guns. They have the visuals, they have the maps, and a lot of people complain about Fortnite and third-person PUBG for taking away competitive edge, and you know, Battlefield's first and foremost first person. So I think that could I would personally be happy if the next Battlefield game was like a Battlefield Battle Royale, or heavily pushed that mode. That's my pick.
So it's kind of like a more realistic PUBG, essentially.
Yeah,
more features.
Basically, yeah. I mean, basically a PUBG with better graphics,
realistic guns, and not being able to run at 25 miles an hour for 15 minutes straight or whatever, and all that good stuff.
You got anything, Jeremy?
Yeah, sure. I actually don't necessarily think that it will be possible if you're just looking at Battle Royale, right? I don't think it will necessarily be possible for another franchise to step in and kind of similarly overtake the existing franchises. And I think you made a good point before. Fortnite is free to play. It's kind of hard to beat that, especially since it's already had so much, mainstream crossover and so much brand recognition kind of built in at this point. And then I actually think, in terms of what you were saying with Battlefield, I think competitive edges may be something that some more kind of hard X-core gamers are interested in. But I think if you're looking to just get the most active users, I think the fact that Fortnite is a little more casual and not super refined probably works to its benefit, because it's you don't have people who are just ridiculously good annihilating everyone else and taking out the fun of the game.
Well, you do.
People who don't play it, but not to the same extent. You know what I mean? Really refined shooting mechanics. People who don't play a lot of third-person shooters won't even be able to play the game. They'll walk in and they'll never, ever, ever get into the top
so
half.
the learning curve gets even steeper,
which is going to push away a lot of people who are more casual. And I've read things about Fortnite bringing in people who aren't even kind of traditional gamers in a way that very few titles have. Like Drizzy Drake and Travis Scott.
Yeah, I mean, my girlfriend's sister, who doesn't play video games at all, plays Fortnite.
Yeah, and you can play it on your phone, and they have to tell kids not to play it in school. So I don't think you're going to surpass that in terms of kind of phenomena. I think, to Brian's point, I think that if you're looking at, if 2 years down the road, what's going to be the biggest Battle Royale kind of game that people are playing, I think there's a good chance it could be GTA. That is a huge number of active players. It has a huge install base. They have the financial resources necessary to do it right and to maybe bring something new to it.
Not only the financial resources, but also like the intellectual resources.
Yeah.
Like, Rockstar has the capability to do something proper.
And we've seen from GTA, they're not afraid of putting up a lot of money to do something right if they're confident they're going to see a return. So,
yeah, and the infrastructure from like a map size is already there.
And server support, having the necessary servers to support all those players. I think and I think that Battlefield will probably have it too. But I think that'll be more like a slow burn over the next 2, 3, 4 years. Those will be titles that continue to have active Battle Royale player bases. But I don't think there will be something that comes in and kind of sweeps up.
Awesome. Okay, cool. I think unless you guys have any closing thoughts, I think we're pretty well understood here.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. All right, Brian, would you like to give a conflicting opinion and or send people off?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Chris, and make sure you let us know down in the comments what's the weirdest thing that you found in a sewer pipe. And as always, make sure to smash that motherfucking like button. That's all for me tonight. I'm out.
All right, guys. Let us know down in the comments if drugs are good or bad, and we'll.
Also, like we're also giving away that copy of Far Cry 5.
That is correct.
Remember that.
We'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.